Industrialization trigger much carbon dioxide emission. Carbon dioxide trigger global warming. Global warming trigger weather-related disaster. So carbon dioxide is reason of weather-related disaster, but carbon dioxide is not reason of earthquakes because fundamental energy of earthquakes is inner earth energy, not carbon dioxide. So weather-related disaster increased by carbon dioxide emission, but earthquakes increased by development of observation techniques. Thank you.
I touching
This is okay.
Hi, my name is Hyunmin Go. I'm really glad to have a chance to speak. I'm going to talk today about global CO2 emission, topic 1. Please look at the graph. This graph is related to CO2 emission per country, but it's different from general CO2 emission chart by country because it is forecast graph of each country's CO2 emission. It shows 4 kinds of the highest CO2 emission country. Dark blue line means China, and gray one is Europe, and light blue is United States, and the last one is India. You can find that blue line is rapidly increasing. There is a rapidly increasing trend of China at 2000 year. This figure ultimately says that USA is still the best CO2 emission country these days, but China will overtake USA about 2010 year. If you see the data, you can realize that other 3 lines except China are steadily increasing until future. At 2030 year, China's CO2 emission quantity is 6 times more than that of India. We are also aware that China will develop much better than now as CO2 emission increase. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Yoon Chang-seop, and now I start my presentation. My topic is transportation. Transportation produces about 20% of carbon dioxide emissions. Cars and trucks are a major source of emissions. This figure shows the percentage of cars and trucks in different parts of the world. This graph shows the top 10 countries on motor vehicle per 100 people. And this figure shows the vehicle density of world. There is a legend on the downside of the figure, so it is easy to see the density. Maybe North America is the continent which has the highest number of vehicles. Especially the United States has almost red color, and the United States ranks first. Europe also have high points. Although Luxembourg is a small country, the country ranks second. And Southeast Asia has low average point overall. But Malaysia has high number of vehicles, and the country ranks third. Oceania also high numbers of vehicles overall. Particularly, Australia has high points, and it ranks fourth. If these countries have effort which decreases this number of vehicles per 100 people, the emissions of carbon dioxide also can be decreased. The end.
Hi, my name is Seo Do-hyun and my major is Earth System Science.
Today I'd like to talk about topic 2, transportation. Transportation is a major source of carbonate dioxide emission. It takes 20% of carbonate dioxide emissions. And look at the pie graph. This pie graph shows the transportation for each continent. The graph shows that North America is first of using transportation, and the second is Europe, and the third is Oceania. But I think the graph is a little complex to analyze, so I reconstruct the graph into 5 continents like this. America, Asia, Europe, Oceania, and Africa. Like this, then America is still first, but the second is changed to Asia. The reason why America the first is there is USA and Canada, which is very well-lived country. And the reason why Asia second is they have the biggest territory. And though Oceania has big territory, they are first. The people, I think the reason is the people who live in Oceania don't waste energy carelessly compared to the other country. And Africa is still poor country, so they are the last. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Junwon. This time I'd like to talk about climate change and food production. You can see this picture in Nosta textbook. It is picture about producing cereal. As you can see, there are many processes of producing cereal. When we produce cereal, many carbon dioxide created through this process. Then, how about meat? First, we need cow. To growing up the cow, we need hay. Then we slaughter the cow and get ready to selling. And we transport to market by car. When we cook, fossil fuels are needed to cook the meat, and there is steak. Looks so delicious. All of this process emit lots of carbon dioxide. Next, this graph this graph is comparing carbon emission cow with cow. As you can see, cow create carbon dioxide as many as car does. And there is another greenhouse gas from cow, the methane gas. So we have to eat only vegetable? No. We must eat meat, but we have to cut back short. Therefore, we must reduce carbon dioxide from other things. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jang-ho Lee. I talk about global carbon dioxide emissions. I was comparing 4 countries with the largest carbon dioxide emissions. Depending on future economic development of China's carbon dioxide emission is expected to be heaviest, followed by United States and Europe, and India are followed. Now you can see this graph is a graph of carbon dioxide emissions in South Korea. Likewise, economic development, while South Korea has an increasing carbon dioxide emissions. If so, what are the problem of carbon dioxide emissions do? The first, what are the problem of carbon dioxide emission? First, the ozone layer is destroyed. We have a serious effect on. The second, the Earth's temperature will rise. The third, the Earth's temperature rise, melting glacier and rising sea level will be. If so, we have got the country will be flooded. These problems are very serious, so I have a few. I will explain how you can prevent carbon dioxide emissions. And these are things we can do in everyday life if you have will. Until now, thank you for listening to my presentation.
Hi, my name is Hyun Jung-an. I'd like to talk today about topic 4, natural disaster and global warming. This graph shows that graphing level on exponential increase in disasters. Flows is increasing trend. You can see that blue line is much more rapidly than red line. This might be because flows is influenced by rainy season and typhoon, then more and more rainy in the world. Similarly, gray line cyclones is growingly to 1992, but suddenly rapidly decreased in 1994, and in 1994 more and more again increase. The red line earthquakes is under 50%, but persistently little by little increase in 2000. Trend in natural disaster and global warming will be much more increased. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jiwon. I'd like to talk about natural disasters and global warming. Topic 4. The graph is rise of weather-related disasters compared to earthquakes. This chart is on textbook. It is best chart to talk about natural disasters and global warming. The black line means all disaster number of events per year. The red line is earthquakes. The black line is a similar pattern with the red line until 1940, but it increased much more rapidly than red line since 1940. It is because global warming. The more transportation and electricity, the more carbon dioxide emission. Carbon dioxide makes the average temperature of Earth rise, and higher temperature makes climate change. And these pictures are terrible situation of natural disasters. Heavy snowfall, sweltering heat, flood, Arctic ice melting, and